All right, third graders, so here we are in part 3, the last section for this week. We've been using place value and number lines to compare numbers, and now we're going to use that comparing skill that we have gotten really good at to put numbers in order. Again, something you've done before with much lesser value number or smaller numbers, but we're going to practice doing it with larger numbers that have some repeats and are a little bit more tricky when you first look at them. So I'm going to teach you a strategy that helps you to organize your thinking and organize the numbers in a way that will keep you from making careless mistakes. So here we go. So we order numbers from either least to greatest, which is called ascending order, or greatest to least, which is called descending order. So think about it like a set of stairs, for example. So if I have a set of stairs that go like this, okay, so those are my stairs. Now, if I'm ordering my numbers from least to greatest, meaning I'm starting down here at the bottom and I'm climbing the stairs, so from the smallest to the biggest, that's called ascending order. So A-S-C-ending order. So if I'm going up the steps, meaning it starts small and it gets big, then or starts low and gets high, that's ascending order. If I'm going in the other direction, greatest to least, I'm going down those steps, that's called descending order. And I think I'm spelling that right. Descending order. So going up the steps is ascending or least to greatest. Going down the steps is descending, or I tend to think about descending starts with down, or starts with D like down does. So that's just a thing that helps me remember. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so like I said, you have to pay really close attention because the directions could ask you to order from least to greatest. The directions could ask you to order from greatest to least. So let's look at the numbers we have. I've got 4 numbers up here, and I need to order them from least to greatest. Here's what I do to help me stay organized. I take my numbers and I stack them up. So I'm going to stack them on top of each other, kind of using like a place value chart. So I'm going to create a place value chart for myself. All of my numbers here only have 3 digits. So I'm going to do my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. And I'm going to put my numbers in here. So 327, 493, 481, 353. Okay, so now I've stacked them up. Now, just like we talked about when we were comparing, we're starting all the way on the left-hand side. So I'm going to look on the left-hand side, and I'm going to see, okay, I've got 3, 3, and 4, and 4. So the 3s kind of match each other. So I'm looking at these 2 numbers because I have to find the least. So the 3s are kind of the same. So I'm going to cross them out kind of like that just to keep my mind clear. And I'm going to say, okay, this is 320. This is 350. 320 is less. So I'm going to cross that number off. I'm going to write it first, 327, comma. Now I'm going to look at the numbers that I have left, 400, 400, 300. So that one's easy because 300 is definitely less than 400 and 400. Cross it off. I'm going to write 353. Okay, now I'm going to look at what I've got left. I've got 400 and 400. Those are the same, so they're really not useful to me. So 490 and 480. What's less, 490 or 480? I think 480 is less. So I'm going to write that one down, cross it off, and then go to my other one, which is 493. So what I do is I stack them, and then I go to the left and compare digit by digit. Okay, maybe you should write that down. Okay, I've got to do it again. I've got bigger numbers this time. Set myself up with a chart. This time I've got 4 digits, so I need to make sure I have 4 columns. So I've got thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. I'm going to go ahead and get in here and write these numbers down. So 1,037, 1,426, 1,091. Oh, I almost wrote the 9 here. That's not where the 9 goes. It's 900. 900, 39. So if I look really quickly, I know that this is basically a 0. So easy peasy, I can see that that's my first one. 939 is the least because 0 is less than 1. 0 thousands is definitely less than 1,000. So now I'm going to move on. Now these are all the same. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So I'm going to slide over. Looking here, I see a 0 and a 0. So those are the same. So I got to slide over again. 30, 90. What's less, 30 or 90? 30 is. So I'm going to write that number out next. 1,039. I almost forgot my comma. Okay. That means this one's going to be next. 1,091. And that leaves me with the last one. I don't even need to do the comparing. I can see that that number is next. So 1,426. So do you see how I put them in a chart to organize the digits? That helps me keep it organized. Let me tell you why. If you're going too quick, easy mistake you would make on this one is you would say 1119. That one's the greatest because it has a 9. Does it? Is it? That 9 is in the hundreds place. Would you rather have $1,000 or $900? It's not a huge difference, but I'd definitely take that extra 1,000. That's like many pairs of shoes. That's an extra $100. No way, I could get at least 2 pairs of shoes out of that. Okay, another one. Oh, look, I have to pay close attention to my directions. This one says from greatest to least. Greatest to least. Now, I don't have to use the place value chart. Sometimes I can kind of organize myself with my numbers. I can see this is the greatest. It's the only one that has a 9,000. The other ones are all 8,000. So I can get that out of the picture right off the bat. 9,127. Now maybe I want to put these ones in a chart because they look similar. But I'm looking here already and I see 0, 0, 9. I don't need to put that in a chart. I know 8,999 is definitely going to be greater than these that are only 8,000 with 0 hundreds. This one has 900. That one has 0 hundreds. So I don't really need to do a whole lot of organizing there. Now I'm down to these two. The 8s are the same. The 0s are the same. The 4s are the same. But this one's a 7 and this one's a 3. Which one's greater? 7 is. So 8,047. 8,043. So if drawing out the chart is too much work and you don't think you need it, that's fine. But you need to come up with some type of way where you're going to go through it digit by digit instead of just trying to look really quick and make a decision. Because that's how you make silly mistakes. All right. I want you to pause the video and I want you to do this one. And then I want you to come back and check your work. I don't care if you choose to put it in a chart or not, but pay close attention. Okay, so I'm looking, they all have a 4 in the thousands place, which makes them all equal in that sense. I got an 8, a 7, a 7, and a 4. 4 is less than all the rest, so I can do that. So 4,478. So I can get that one off my list, make my life easy. All right, 8, 7, 7. So I'm looking at these two. I got to figure out which one's less than the other. So I've got 474 and 478. Well, 474 is going to be less. So 4,748. And then 4,784. That leaves me with just the 4,800. So this is what you should have ended up with your answer. This is one of those ones where having a strategy that keeps you organized, keeps your numbers organized is important. This is a perfect example. These all have the same 4 digits, just shifted around. So it's easy to look at them and think you see one thing when actually they say something different. Okay, so we're at the end of the video. I forgot to give you your code word. So here it is now. Your code word on this one is order. Okay, because we learned how to order numbers. All right, off you go. Do the third section of your I almost said PowerPoint, of your Google slideshow, and then you're going to turn it in and you're done with math for the week. Adios.